So here it is, the Voltron Legendary Defender from Netflix TV series. Finally came from Blitzway. I'm going to do an unboxing. And I got my Voltron Legendary Defender backdrop. It's a blanket. So anyway, first we'll take a look at the shipper box. So this is this is Show Z Store sent me this one, and this is the shipper box. You've all seen shipper boxes before, but just a quick look. This has the dimensions and the weight and all that. But you know, one thing I will say about shipper boxes is because if you get these like FedEx or UPS, a lot of times they want to put them on your front porch, and unfortunately, this advertises everything that's in the box, so it's tempting to people to come and take it. It would be nice if their shipper boxes didn't really advertise what was in the package, but unfortunately, I was able to redirect this to the FedEx store. That way, it wasn't sitting on my porch. So that is a feature I pay for, and I pay for UPS too. And I would recommend that if you're getting these things delivered to your house, pay the extra to get that service and have it saved at the store, so when you get home it's not sitting on your front porch. Okay, so I opened up the box and we're going to take the top layer off. Take a look, there it is, all nicely packed. They always tell you, fortunately it has that cardboard on top, they always tell you not to cut into the boxes. I do use an X-Acto knife, I'm careful, I don't go too deep. But yeah, so there it is, wrapped in nice plastic. We'll go ahead and get this out. So here's the box without the plastic wrapping on it. I took that off. We'll go over the box in a minute. I just wanted to mention a couple things before we get into the unboxing. Number one, I wanted to talk about when you do unbox this. From experience, this has the chrome on it. It's up to you, but I would recommend that you get a pair of gloves. You can get the white cloth gloves off of Amazon. I think they're only like $6, but these are actually just hospital gloves, so that you don't actually touch the chrome. The reason I'm saying that is because the Solar Chogokin, the chrome, I touched the chrome originally with my hands, and you didn't see any problem with it originally. But the oils and, the acids on your hands will eventually tarnish that chrome. Even if it doesn't do it the first day, just you put it up on the shelf and then you'll see it's all tarnished. So if you want to keep the chrome clean, I would recommend getting some gloves. And additionally, you can get the eyeglass cleaning cloths after you touch it. Just wipe it off with that lint-free cleaning cloth. So that way you keep the chrome nice. If that's something you're worried about, if you don't really care, you go ahead and touch it with your hands. But I've seen a lot of videos where people touch it with their hands, and in the beginning, you won't see any problem with it. It's just after a few weeks of it being on the shelf, you start to notice it's tarnishing, and I'm pretty sure that that's because of the oils and stuff that's left on the chrome. So try not to get the oils on there with gloves, or clean it off very thoroughly with that, or even both. I have both. I'm going to clean it off after touching it. But the other thing I wanted to go over was there are two versions of this. There's a limited edition and there's the standard edition. Now with the standard edition, or with the limited edition, you got the stand and the line weapons. The thing about the limited edition is it's supposedly not so limited anymore, because the weapons were offered free after the limited edition sold out. The weapons were offered free with pre-order of any edition. So the only thing that's limited is apparently the stand, which is still not limited because it was offered with the other Voltron. The only thing different with the new stand is that the logo is different, and the where the weapons snap in is different. But technically, I don't think the limited edition was worth the extra $200. So if you just got the standard edition and you did get the weapons, hopefully you did get the weapons. I've seen unboxings where people unboxed it, but I didn't see the weapons being included. I've unboxed this one. I didn't take it out of here yet. So hopefully the pre-order weapons are in here, because they're not in the Blitzway shipper box. So I will be disappointed if they're not in here, because if I go on, I'm going to show you real quick. I ordered from Gundamit, and this is the one I ordered. So you see it's currently sold out, but you can see it does offer on that pre-order bonus, and it was a pre-order. Everybody should be getting these because everything's sold out in pre-order. With that being said, if you did miss out on this and you'd still want it, I would check Big Bad Toy Store, because they get cancellations, and they've always, even with the black limited edition one, they had them up for 1 day. So check their website every day. If you did miss out on this, I'm sure they're going to get extra. And, you know, jump on it as soon as you get it. But check every day. They should be there within this week or next week. So, anyway, continuing with the limited edition, I will talk about, originally, they were all going to be limited to 5,000 pieces. So I'm pretty sure the current number out there right now is 5,000, including the limited and the not limited. The total run is probably 5,000. The reason I say that is when they first announced this was the first announcement, and the whole run was supposed to be 5,000 limit. I think what they decided was, you know, they might want to do another run. This might end up being popular, and instead of limiting themselves to where they couldn't run it again, they decided to go to this, where they just did a limited edition. And the limited edition is not so great, because what they did was they just gave you a stand as the limited edition. Like I said, if you didn't get the limited edition, I think you got a better deal. But then they went to this. So I'm pretty sure the total run is 5,000 right now, and with the option that you might be able to get it again in the future, because they left themselves open to being able to run it again. That's why I think they didn't go with the total limit of 5,000. But the first run probably is 5,000. So again, if you miss it, you probably are going to get a second chance, because after the movie comes out, if this thing's popular, you're probably going to see this get run again. But yeah, so that's just a quick overview and a quick suggestions and a quick of talking about the limited edition. But anyway, we're going to get to the unboxing now. And we're going to do a quick look at the box, and of course the front of the box with a Voltron Legendary Defender from DreamWorks, Blitzway, Carbotix. Very nice. And of course the top with the tape seal. The back of the box. Very nice little pictures of the actual figures, credits. And the sides of the box. Both sides were the same, but very nice box. Reminiscent of the original, the first Carbotix. So anyway, I just slid this out of the box, opened it from the bottom and slid it out. But I did want to point out that the additional lion weapons are here, and they're in this nice plastic. I'm going to say that I honestly do believe the total limited edition was total BS. Again, I think they produced 5,000. That's what they were going to do. I'm pretty sure they had every intention of releasing all the weapons with all the versions from the beginning, because, you know, look at the plastic. These are not separately sitting in the box. They're sitting in the plastic that was molded for these weapons. So, yeah, if you avoided the limited edition, you're better off, because you saved yourself $200. And there's another set of stands that are actually better than the stand that they're offering with the limited edition. There's additional plastic stands which I ordered, because the original stand doesn't hold the lions very well, and it even tells you not to leave the lions on there because that stand is not sturdy enough. So again, that whole limited edition thing was total BS. It was, I'm sorry to say, I feel it was a ripoff. I know I'm going to love this figure regardless, but the whole extra $200 for the limited edition was a total ripoff. And I'm disappointed in Blitzway for actually doing that, because it's clear that you were intending to include the weapons with all the versions from the beginning. because there's no way they would have been separate in the box if it was an afterthought, but it's part of the packaging. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. So here's the front, which should be the actual figure covered with foam. Their packaging, I have to say, is very nice. They always pack them really well. But I have seen in other videos, I'm going to be careful because I did see little parts do come out. But from what I've seen, everybody was able to put them back together. Anyway, then it comes with this molded plastic up front. Then here's your individual lions and the wings and the little figures. I really like this feature. Anyway, we'll start taking these out. So here's all the lions in their bags. I left most of the weapons. Actually, I left the weapons still in the box, but we're gonna go ahead and unbag these. There are loose parts I can already feel in the bags, but hopefully you can just pop them back in. Here's the green lion shield, and this is actually pretty heavy. So I don't know. It's already, you can see it's already got fingerprints and stuff on it. So I guess in the factory they've been touching them. So it's another reason to have that cloth. Is when you get it, you might want to wipe them off. But yeah, I can already see there's somebody's already been handling this and they didn't wipe it off before bagging it. But anyway, these are the arms, the black lion, and then the legs. So here we'll start with the blue lion. We'll take that out. And there is a loose piece, which looks like it's the piece for the back here. Let me see how this plugs in. All right, looks like that's it. All right, so just plugged it back in. There's a little spring loader in there. This little thing, I don't know if that's supposed to attach to something, but it's just sticking out the wire. Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to go in there. But anyway, for now, just leave it like that. But that's the blue lion. And for the most part, I'm going to just, I'm going to form Voltron, but go ahead and, I'm not going to go over all the transformations on video, but if you want to see them, you know, really high production, go over all the transformation and go over all the details of the lions, there's a bunch of videos there. I think they're out of Japan, but and one of them's out of China, but they go over the transformation and everything, and the production value is really high. If you just go on YouTube and search for the Blitzway Legendary Defender Voltron and just put in for the in the filters, just put in for the past month or past week, and you'll see them. But yeah, there's a lot of good videos about the transformations and going over each piece that I'm not going to try and do. But I'm going to go over. So pretty hefty lion. So yeah, I have to, I might have to check those videos myself to get how to get the tail out. I don't want to, or I could read the directions. I could do that too. But I'll come back to that. But anyway, there's the blue lion. The legs are pretty long on this guy. All right, go for the red. Oop, it's already fallen over. Make sure there's no loose pieces. The head was loose. I already plugged it in, but So yeah, that leg on the blue line is not sturdy. It's kind of, this one is tight, this one is loose. So you might have trouble standing. Have to rely on the front leg a little more. Anyway, here's the red lion. His legs are tight, or at least that one is. So I like the way in the newer Voltron that they hide the legs. You tuck these up under here, and this one you open up the back plate and fold them into the back. That's pretty cool. So actually this lion, to get his tail, I did understand that. So put that piece in there, and you can pull his tail out. Well, you know what? It's probably best to... And there you go. That's pretty cool, the way you hide the parts. There's the red. Go for the yellow. Any loose pieces. Let's get this out of the way. And this out of the way. So here's the yellow. Pretty hefty. I mean, right, just from looking at these figures and handling them, these are beautiful figures. I've been waiting for this thing. I have the Riobot one too, and I'll show that one. We'll do a little comparison to them. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that one out. I don't really understand it just by looking at it. I have to look at the directions. Oh, there was... So these back pieces don't seem to stay in very well. And it does look like that pin is supposed to go into here, but... Oh. So far, those are the only pieces that have been out. So that's not too bad. That's the only parts that are falling off are those pieces there. The heads were off too, but they just plug back in easy. This leg is more sturdy than the one on the blue lion. Go to the green lion next. Okay, there's something loose in there. You can hear it. Anyway, I'll take his tail out first. Hopefully that's nothing important. I have to figure out how to open that up too, but it sounds like it's in there. Yeah, I'm curious as to what that is that's rattling around in there. So this piece opens up, but it looks like it's hinged right there. So it probably... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this, there's a piece there. Oh yeah, so it looks like it snaps right there. So this is loose, but as far as I can tell, yeah, that, so when you transform it, I'm gonna have to snap that piece back in, but it looks like it just snaps in. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna snap in, but we'll get to that later. I'll just keep it here for now. So there's the 4 limbs and the piece de la resistance. We got the black line, which is freaking heavy as a brick. This bad boy is heavy. I'm curious about where the face is. Because right there you can see that, but yeah, but anyway. Black lion, and that thing's a beast. So let's transform him. So they did a little something different. Instead of hiding the legs into the shoulder, which is the way the classic Voltrons are, and even in the toy version, the Mattel toy version, and the Ryobot, you hide the legs up in here. The Ryobot, the legs are really tiny. But this one, in order to keep that slim look in Voltron, instead of hiding the legs, because it would have had to be fatter here to hide, they actually just made it so they fold, which is actually a pretty cool design. Ooh, pretty sturdy. Yeah, I already really like these lions. I mean, they're just so amazing. Very sturdy. It's got a drop hip. There's bad boys tight. Oh, there's the face. It came down that time. So the first version of the Voltron, they had 2 face plates, and you could swap them out. This one looks like it just has the one. They had the yelling face plate, and then the standard one. This one just has the one. So that's cool. So I was like, the head doesn't look up, but that actually, you can ratchet the back piece like that. That's pretty cool. So I'm not going to really pose them great right now, but just so you get all 5 lines in there. Oops. So yeah, so the head comes undone, but it just snaps right in. But We'll just put some like that for right now. But very hefty figures, or lions right now. So I figure how to, because I've seen people having this look up, but, and then the little figures. But anyway, that's the lions right now. Just quick unboxing. Oh, let's put the wings on this guy. So here's the wings, and these bags look like they're sealed. So I'm gonna have to open this up. Oh no, they're not. There we go. Wing. Oh, no. So there is a little piece there. See, that came out. So where does that go? Oh, it goes to the tip. All right, so it's the tip that came off. All right, so I can't really see that piece. All right, it just clips back on there, but so yeah, so you gotta be careful with some of these pieces. They're not really glued on well. So I'm old, so my eyes are not the greatest. So trying to find that groove. So anyway, this one is more, yeah, so that's it. So anyway, the two wings, and we put them on. So let's see if there's blue and black detail. They're not, are they keyed at all? And again, I'm going to have to read the directions because they look like they have to snap in there, but looks like it's going to take some force to put them in, so I don't want to mess it up. But anyway, I'll do that off camera, but you kind of get the idea. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put it in Voltron mode. So I guess I did transform it a little bit on camera. And you did see how the back's open and everything. But those are the lions. Very nice. And let's go ahead and put it in Voltron mode. So real quickly, the tails you just pull them straight out and fold them over and slide them back into the slots. That's all you do with that. And I got the wings on. You just got to use a little bit of force. Do it gently, and then they'll slide down in there. But you got to put a little bit of force. But they're all set up. Okay. So here he is in Voltron mode. And I'm just going to go with first impressions. And this thing's a 10 out of 10. This thing is beautiful. I don't even care if you don't like this version of Voltron. If you are a Voltron fan, do not miss this, because you will regret it if they don't produce more of these. This thing is just beautiful. The workmanship, the craftsmanship, the design, the way that the arms fold. I'm gushing over this thing because I just love it. It is awesome. I am a fan of this Voltron, by the way. I did watch the cartoon series, and for me, this is like the perfect evolution of Voltron. You have the younger looking Voltron, and then you have this more mature looking Voltron. But I love this thing. But like I said, Yeah, I'm going to gush over this because my first impression handling this thing and putting this thing together is wow. This is amazing. Like I said, I don't care if you don't like this version of Voltron. Get it anyway if you have the opportunity. Because I promise you, if you do watch the show, you haven't watched the show, this thing's going to grow on you. And then you're going to be like, damn, I should have got that. But yes, everything about this is a 10 out of 10. There's one minor thing that I'm just not the biggest fan of. It was a design choice. I understand why they did it. It doesn't take away from the Voltron for me, but it's just something that I would prefer had gone a different way. But otherwise, this thing is just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love it. Just buy it. Don't even think twice about it. Like I said, just get the regular version, the standard version. You don't need the limited edition one. You're going to get everything that is absolutely necessary with the standard version, and you can save yourself $200 if you can still get it at the original price. I do think, like I said, Big Bad Toy Store will probably have a few of these available, and if you see it up on Big Bad Toy Store, just jump on it. It's gorgeous. Everything about it is so beautiful. Yep, I am a huge fan of this toy, this figure. It is just a masterpiece. The way that the way that this hides the legs and everything, like you open this up and you fold the legs in there. The way these all attach is so amazing. I have a minor, very minor, because I probably have to put a little dab of glue on that because the tip keeps falling off on me. But other than that, it's super sturdy. It is, and it is heavy as all heaviness. It is just, I just can't say enough about this. You need this. If you're a Voltron fan, you need this. This is just amazing. You know, I don't care if you have to sell your car to get it. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do anything like that. But if you have other collectibles in your Voltron collection that you can, you know, sell off to get this, I would say you need this. You have to get this thing. This is gorgeous. A 10 out of 10, absolute perfection. Beautiful. Don't know what else I can say about it. I'm going to do a little bit more, but this is just me gushing about it right now. Just my first impression after putting it together. The way that they hid these arms, I think, is actually very, very perfect because they made it so they're still a little bit thicker than the Ryobot one. I'll put the Ryobot. There's one thing on the Ryobot that I like better than this one, but again, it's a minor thing. But we'll do a comparison real quick. Okay, so here's a size comparison with the first release. I'm going to say this is the Muscle Bear. I like to handle, the reason I got the Muscle Bear is because I like to handle this item, and I didn't want to have to deal with always putting gloves on and worrying about the chrome. I do have the Blitzway. I have more than one of the Blitzway. I also have the Japanese one with the blazing sword. So yeah, I bought a bunch of the Blitzway. I have like 3 of the Blitzways of this mold, but this is the Muscle Bear, like I said, just so I don't have to pull that one off the shelf and worry about damaging the chrome on that. So, and I do like playing with this thing. I transform it and handle it and play that. I don't think you're going to get a bootleg of this one because they stopped using this factory because the mold got leaked. And so from what I understand, that's the reason the black one was delayed and this one actually, because they stopped using this particular factory because, again, they leaked the mold. That's from what I understand. So I wouldn't count on getting a bootleg of this one because they're being pretty strict and being pretty tough on the bootleg. But anyway, that is just a size comparison. They both go great together. Both beautiful figures. I love what Blitzway has done. That, you know, quick size comparison. Okay, so over here we have, of course, the Blitzway, and over here we have the Ryobot. Now, if you have the choice of between one or the other, the Blitzway, period. Go with the Blitzway. The reason I have both, and I will stick with both, is this one is actually more accurate to the cartoon. This one's a little bit more stylized. Where they did stylize it, for the most part, I like it. There's just one particular thing that I'm not a big fan of, and that is the face. If you look at that face, it is not accurate to the cartoon at all. It is more like the original Voltron. This one, the Riobot, is accurate to the cartoon. Let me move this order. That's accurate to the cartoon. And I'm going to use my iPad to show you what I mean if you haven't seen the cartoon. So here is the cartoon image, and you can see the nose is pointed and downturned. The face is more angular, more mature, older looking. Here's another look at it. You can see the mouth is very thin and the corners are frowning. And again, the nose, the tip of the nose comes below. You know, it dips down like that in the cartoon. That is accurate, and the Riobot has that. But the Blitzway is more, the nose is rounded and upturned, and the lips are more like the old Voltron, the younger looking Voltron. Now I understand why they did that. I guess they particularly prefer that face, but that's not accurate to the cartoon. It's fine. I mean, the beautiful paint job, it still looks good, but I would have liked had they used the original face and not gone with the, you can see from the side angle, you see how that nose is upturned and rounded. It's not accurate to the cartoon, and of course the lips are not accurate. The whole face, the paint is similar, but the face itself, the molding of the face is wrong. So I'm not a fan of that. Again, like I said, it doesn't really detract that much from the figure. I still give it a 10 out of 10, but maybe someday somebody, a third party, might want to make a face that you can swap that out with and get more of the original cartoon face. That is really my only thing that I don't particularly care for on the figure, where I say the Riobot. Also, the paint on the Riobot is actually more accurate to the cartoon. It's like they went with the silver and the chrome because it just looks premium. They still have all the blue highlights and everything, which is perfect. But where in the cartoon there's actually gray or white, they went with the chrome. I love it. I think that is a good choice for the toy, because that's how, like they would do in the 80s, even though it was the figure, the cartoon was painted white or gray in areas. They went with chrome and silver of the old toys as well. So I like that, actually. It's different from this one, but this one went with the white paint or the gray, and the way that the paint is more accurate on this one. So overall, if you want more accurate to the cartoon, the Riobot, the thing about the Riobot feels more like a model kit than a figure or reminiscent of the toy, because like this one combines similar to the old-fashioned toy. The way it's just sturdy and fun to handle, and the way it connects is just really cool. This one, you don't really want to handle this one. It's got sharp corners. It feels plasticky, and the legs don't really attach very sturdy. You got to be careful of the legs on this one. They'll fall off on you. But yeah, once you get this assembled, it looks beautiful on my shelf. I love it. I'll never get rid of it. I like having both of these. But like I said, if you have the choice between one or the other, I would definitely say Blitzway. Yeah, this is just way more premium. And this one is going for about $700 still. You would think it would go on sale, but it hasn't. But if you want it, Big Bad Toy Store still has it. It may eventually go on sale. You know, Big Bad Toy Store takes a long time to put something on sale, but they still have this. Is it worth the $700? For me, I do think it was worth it. I like it. You know, to me, it's worth it. But for those of you who still want this but don't want to pay that price, I would keep an eye on, you know, where it is still available to see if they put it on sale. And if you have the opportunity to get it much cheaper, maybe around $500 or less, I would say get it. But I do actually really like this. Like I said, it has a nice presence on my shelf. It's just you don't really want to handle this one too much. And it's a lot more plasticky, where this one feels a lot more premium. But yeah, like I said, the only real complaint I have is the face sculpt. I do wish they went with the original cartoon's face sculpt on this. But, you know, for a lot of you, you might prefer that over this one. Let me know how you feel about that. If you would have preferred the original cartoon accurate face, or do you like that they went with the more younger looking face? But But yeah, so between like I said, the reason I love this one is it's the perfect evolution. I love the design of this, and I think whoever designed this, they did an excellent job of designing it for that cartoon. It looks like a more mature, as if Voltron got older, and this would be his next evolution from the younger looking one. So I really love this design of the figure and everything. But yeah, very. But if you get the chance to have both of them, get both. But for right now, I would say grab this one as soon as you get the opportunity. But anyway, just unboxing, quick overview, my opinions on this thing. I will point out the other thing I like about this one too is in the cartoon there was other weapons that, let me see if I can find it on here, that were included with this one that are not included with additional weapons, which I think are there was extra wings and extra weapons. Let me see. So here they are. So with this one, the Riobot, I have another set of these, of course, because I'm just crazy like that. And I have that, but I don't have the room to put them in line form, but I want to. But the thing I do like, it did come with the additional, these wings, special feather parts. Black Lion is included, the exclusive edition. They all came with it. But anyway, you get those wings, but you also get these extra weapons in lion form. You can put those extra weapons on that were in the cartoon the special weapons, and I love that about this. So maybe they'll release an accessory pack for this where they give you the correct faceplate and those additional weapons. I would buy it in an instant if they did that, because this thing is awesome. But yeah, so let me know what you think. And thank you all for watching. Okay. Now I got to figure out where I'm going to put this. This is my shelves, but I have to get more shelving. The TV's on in the background, but anyway. So there's where I keep the Riobot, and I was thinking of putting a Blitzway next to it, but the Blitzway actually is going to exceed the weight of these shelves. They're just little glass shelves, and it will crack it right now. I'm afraid I'll just hear a crash one day. So it's probably going to end up going up top. You can see there's the original, the Blitzway black one, and there's the original one there. I didn't want to take it off the shelf because it's all the way in the back. But I have the Playmates toy, and that's probably where I'm going to take that down and put the Blitzway up there. But I don't know if you can tell, but even on the toy from Playmates, the face is more accurate than the Blitzway one. But again, like I said, that's a minor complaint. I still love it, and I'll still be very happy with it the way it is. And then I've got more Voltrons here. So that's the let me open because there's too much reflection. Anyway, I think I've showed these before. I really like this one. This is a smaller version. I forget what brand that is. It's the same brand as the teeny tiny one down here. This one is cool, but I think it's too small. If you have a choice, I would get this one, which you see you can swap out the arms and everything on that as well. And what is that one? I can't forget. Then of course the original 80s one, and the Soul of Chogokin. This is the second version, more accurate to the toy with the chrome legs and the black waist. Then I got the Mad Toys. There's Mad Toys Lions. And then this is the Soul of Chogokin, the first version, before the chromed out legs and everything. And then the Icarus toys. I love these. The black. I will tell you real quick that both of these were limited to 1,000. I'll just be real quick. I was going to do a video on this. But this was supposed to get a second and third run. The first run was 1,000. The second and third run never came out. So when this one was limited to one run, 1,000, and Icarus Toys put on their Facebook page that they were going to run the first one, the first run 1,000 units. Then they were going to run a second and third run, but the second and third run never happened. So that is limited to 1,000 as well. So both of these are limited to 1,000 pieces. And then that's the Icarus Toys in lion form. Oh man, that's really dusty. I got to dust that up. But yeah, I take these out every once in a while and dust them, but they're a pain in the butt. I haven't done it in a while. But anyway, that's some of my Voltrons. But I'll throw that up on there now. So since I was taking the Playmates off the shelf anyway, for him to take the spot, I figured I would just give a quick size comparison, a quick video comparison. You can see how more accurate this is, and the shoulders and whatnot, they're not as wide because the toy, you know, is designed to be played with, and you can fold the lion's legs up in there and everything. Again, there's the face, which is more accurate to the cartoon than the Blitzway, but I know I keep bringing that up, but that's, again, the only thing that I don't like about the Blitzway. It's still fine. I love the paint, but that's just a comparison. This shield is very nice. It's actually, I'm not sure if it's metal, but it is heavy, so I think there's some metal in that. This thing is a pain in the butt to stand, though, I would tell you. And as it's getting older, the joints are getting looser. It's getting even harder to stand up. But it is a fun toy, though. It's a super fun toy. And it was cheap when it came out. So there he is now in his rightful spot amongst his brethren. But that's temporary. I'm going to actually get a shelf just for my Voltrons. I seen one on Amazon that I want. And it's going to go, and then I'm going to take all the Voltrons out of here and put them on their own shelf. And as big as he is, he's hard to see in all that mess. Once again, thank you for watching.